I'm here in Sterling Heights, Michigan today for a preview of the new actually we don't know what the model year is, probably going to be a 2026 Corvette ZR-1. This is the new ultimate fastest Corvette of all time. This is officially the fastest, most powerful road-going regular production Corvette of all time, the ZR-1. Unlike previous Corvettes, this is the first one ever to come from the factory with a turbocharged engine. It uses the new LT7 V8, which shares a lot with the LT6 that's in the Z06, but it's twin turbocharged, and it produces 1,064 horsepower and 862 foot-pounds of torque, which is far and away the most powerful Corvette of all time. Certainly regular production Corvette. You know, there have been tuners that have built more powerful Corvettes, but this one, you know, comes with a full factory warranty, and it'll have a top speed of somewhere north of 250 miles an hour. They don't know exactly how far north of that just yet. They haven't done the final testing yet. This car is not coming out till sometime in 2025. They're revealing it now. We were talking earlier with Taj Juster, the chief engineer on the Corvette program. They want to reveal it now so that they can actually start testing it without camouflage, so they can go out and run it at top performance. But let's take a look around, walk around, and see some of the visual changes here with this one. This is the standard version of the ZR-1. And first of all, up front, one of the things we can see, there's now a flow-through hood. The front trunk is gone, and because they needed to have both more downforce and more cooling capacity to deal with this amazing LT7 engine. So the front end doesn't actually look that much different from a Z06 or an E-Ray. We've got the carbon fiber splitter down here, but the hood, as you can see, as I said, is flow through now. So you've got more cooling capacity down in the front here. The cabin looks basically the same. This is the convertible, and you'll be able to get this as a coupe as well. Cabin is basically unchanged from standard Corvettes. But as we go back here, one of the interesting design details that's changed, there were a lot of questions when the Z06 and then the E-Ray came out, when they changed this blade here on the side scoop and had this part on the Z06 that was solid, and people asked why it had that there. And it's because as they were developing the Z06 and the ZR-1 together, they knew they were going to need an extra cooling duct there. So that cooling duct down here on the fender feeds the rear brakes. So that's the rear brake cooling. And when they did the Z06, they didn't need that extra cooling capacity there, so they just blanked that part off. You can also see down here that there is the side skirts here that also help with the aero and the downforce. The standard versions have this Z06 E-Ray like spoiler on the back, and then under the hood here, or under the engine compartment here, is the LT7 V8, which is a twin turbocharged 5.5 liter flat plane crank V8. At the back here, you've got the quad exhausts in the center, and this one on the regular versions of the ZR-1, if you could describe this thing as at all regular, you got Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. It's the same width as the Z06, and same length, but because of the powertrain changes, it is about 200 pounds heavier. So let's go over on the other side here and take a look at the coupe with the ZTK package. So here, what we have is truly the ultimate Corvette, at least the ultimate of the current generation of Corvettes. Who knows what comes in the future? But this is the ZR-1 with the optional ZTK package. And with the ZTK package, you get more downforce. You get some different aerodynamic features, including this massive carbon fiber rear wing, but also more cooling capacity. You've got carbon fiber splitter and dive planes in the front down here. One of the neat details that they've done is this wicker here on the front and the hood air opening or air duct, is that this can be replaced. And so the ZTK comes with a much more prominent wicker here, which helps to increase the amount of downforce that's available. You noticed on the regular ZR1, it had a much more modest version of this here. And the ZTK also features carbon fiber wheels from Carbon Revolution. These are designed to be extremely strong, extremely lightweight. You can also see in here that you've got the brakes, which are slightly larger. They're still carbon ceramic brakes from Brembo, but slightly larger diameter, slightly thicker rotors than those on the Z06. And the material is also different. One of the key differences with the brake rotor material on the ZR1 is that they call it a J57 material, which has the carbon fibers, longer strand carbon fibers strung through the carbon ceramic material, whereas the version of the materials that's on the Z06 and on some other Corvettes has shorter strands of fibers, which the longer strands allows for better heat transfer through the rotor material, so better heat dissipation for really maximizing the performance capabilities. Again, here on this, we see the brake duct on the side, but as part of the ZTK package, you also get these air intakes on the hatch air intakes, which feed air directly to the turbochargers on the engines, on the two turbochargers, and the tires that are on here are a new tire developed by Michelin. It's a Pilot Sport Cup 2R, which is designed for maximum performance on the track. And one other detail that we can see here on this coupe that we didn't see on the convertible next door is the return of the split window. First time since 1963, the Corvette has a split rear window. They did this in order to maximize the airflow out of the engine compartment for cooling, again, to help dissipate the airflow, dissipate the heat coming off of this engine with 1,064 horsepower. And this is the ZR1 with the ZTK package that's coming in 2025. The performance of this thing is just mind-boggling. During the presentation earlier, they talked about the first time they took it out onto the Nürburgring for testing. On the first laps around the Nürburgring, they were already hitting over 200 miles an hour on the back straight at the Nordschleife. During another test session, Taj Juster, the chief engineer, talked about riding alongside Oliver Gavin, who was a long-time Corvette racing driver, won Le Mans multiple times, won multiple championships with Corvette racing. There's that back straight at the Nordschleife. If you've never driven there, most of us haven't, I have, but that back straight, it's going slightly uphill, has a little bit of a kink partway through it, and this thing is so fast, they're going over 200 miles an hour and generating 1.6 G's of lateral acceleration. So this car is going to be mind-bogglingly fast. They don't know just exactly how fast yet until later this year when they do their testing without camouflage on the car. And we also don't know how much it's going to cost. It will obviously be more expensive than a Z06, but it'll be available to however many people want to buy it. It'll probably be somewhere, I would guess, in the neighborhood of $300,000 to $400,000, probably similarly priced to the Mustang GTD. And other changes. Let's see what else has changed on this car. The roof is also carbon fiber on this to help offset some of the weight gains. The overall weight of the ZR1 is about 200 pounds more than a Z06 because of the changes to the engine that put those big turbochargers on there, all this extra cooling, bigger brakes, it adds a lot to it, but I think it's going to be worth it to produce so far the ultimate Corvette. What else? I think that's about it for now, for our first look at the ZR-1. So thanks, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.